Hi, friends. What am I doing? Happy Thursday night. How are you guys? What is today? It is May 16th. So glad you're here. Hold on. I can't find my own daggone video. Can't find it. There it is. Hey, I am so excited to see you. Sorry. Oh, I'm so excited to see you because, for one, welcome. There are so many new business owners, and I am so excited for us to chat tonight. So I got my screens mixed up for 1 second. Hold on. Got them backwards. Okay. There we go. So you have found yourself at Online Steps to Success. I am so glad that you are here. My name is Allison Dahlke, and I have been doing this crazy thing for like 11 and a half years, and it's my favorite thing to talk about. And I am so excited to help some of you get your businesses running and going. Well, I forgot to do my light today. That's okay. It's gonna be okay. So here's what I want to know. I want you to tell me where you're from. I want you to say hi. If you are new, I want to see actually how many of you have signed up this month. How many of you have joined this month and you're brand new and you're ready to go? I want you to tell me when you joined and how it's going. And if you're not new, I want you to tell me how many people you have shared this opportunity with. Hi, Pam. Because it's been a crazy, crazy, crazy month. You can start a business for $15. I'm sorry, what? What? Oh my gosh, it's the craziest month. I'm so glad you're here. While you're commenting, while you're telling me if you're new, and while you're telling me all the things, now would be the time to tag your new teamies, to tag anybody that you want to see this. Say what?
I got a present because I love you. My dad made it.
You made this for me? Oh, thank you. I love it. Oh, you're a sweet boy. Me too. Look what I got. Jealous. You really need to sew it on. Oh, boys are the best. Okay. Oh, he did sew it on. I thought he hot glued it. My husband straight up sewed that little thing on that dolly. That's impressive. That's like mad props. I don't sew anything. He's the one that sews things. Okay. How are we doing? I'm sorry I got distracted. This is real life, people. Kim, you've had 4 people join. That is amazing. Lisa said her team has added 4. She's been sharing, but she doesn't have any personal takers yet. Hey, Courtney. We were just chatting on our team huddle. Who else? I want to know who you've asked, and I want to know if you're new. Reach out to lots of people. Only 2. Jill, 2. That's great. Here's the other thing, and I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day. Like, every time you bring this up, you are planting a seed that you have no idea when it will bloom or how. Like, even when we ask somebody if they would like to be a part of our team, they might not ever do it, right? And that's okay. But even if they don't, they might be your best host one day. They might be your best customer. Like, you never know or they might refer you to somebody else who's going to be your next great team member. You don't ever know. You're planting seeds. Hi, Martha. I'm just so excited to see you guys tonight. So if it's your first time on Online Steps to Success, welcome. You never know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know, one of my kids could walk in. I've got 4 of them, so the chances are high. Actually, they don't all join that much. Candace, you have doubled your team. That's amazing. I don't care if you had 1 or if you had 100. It's amazing if you have doubled your team. Cassandra says, I have 18 new this month, and your team has over 50. That is so awesome. This is like the funnest month watching all of you do all the amazing things. So tonight we're going to talk about making money fast. So that's why this is the time for you to get a hold of your new teamies, tag them if they can't watch live. If you're watching the replay, we want to know. This week we're talking about making money quick. Next week is the week that I want you to invite anybody that you have mentioned this to. Any of those seeds that you have planted that haven't come to fruition yet, anybody who you've ever said the words, hey, have you ever thought about making money doing this? I want you to invite them to next week. So a week from tonight, we are doing a huge open door event. And what that means is we want to open the door and show you what it looks like to do this business. We want to show, not you, we want to show your potential new teamies what it looks like to do this business. We have some guest speakers joining me on, so several different people on and off to next Thursday. I keep saying tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. It's next Thursday night. So you'll want to invite anybody that you've ever mentioned this to and have them watch live. They can also watch the replay, of course, and make sure that, I mean, obviously, we'll say, if you decide you want to join, make sure you get a hold of the consultant that reached out to you. So really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But tonight we're talking about making money fast. So I think, not just I think, I know it is vital that if you are new, if you have a new teammate, that the faster you get started, the more successful you are in the long run. One of the biggest mistakes I watch people make is they overthink things and they stall. This is not the time for stalling, friends. This is not the time for small dreams. This is the time for big dreams. And I know some of you bought a kit because it's $15 and you're like, I'll just buy it for myself sometimes. It's going to be fine. No, we're not going to do that. We are going to actually do great and beautiful things. Now, here's the deal. I'm not going to tell you exactly what you have to do, but I am going to give you the steps for you to walk away from tonight saying, I know what I need to do, and I know how to do this, and I know how to make sure that there is money in my bank account on the 10th of next month when we get paid, okay? That is the goal. So, are you ready? Okay, I used to be a teacher, so, well, here we go. Oh, I also meant to tell you, I already told you that. Trista said she has 6 new team members. Teresa said her team has grown 5 times over this month. Y'all are blowing my mind because you're amazing. Everybody, what I love is I love watching everybody hit these huge milestones. We're going to hit a pretty huge milestone in my group this month, and I'm really, really, really freaking excited about it. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. When we do, I'll share, I'm sure, because I'm super excited. And it's a good month. All right, so let's make money. You ready? Are we ready to go? Okay, go ahead and ask your questions as we're going. I may not see them, but we will come back through tomorrow and do our very best to answer any questions that you had that we missed, okay? I'm going to try not to pay too much attention to your comments right now because I want to really run through some of these things. My main goal is for you to leave tonight feeling like, okay, I can do this. This is nothing scary. I can do this in my gifts. I can do this in my talents. I can do this my way. I can do this. Okay. That's my goal for you. And so if I miss, you just tell me like, hey, that doesn't seem realistic, or, hey, I'm new and I don't know what that means, or, hey, that's scary, intimidating. We'll talk about it. Okay. Okay. Ready? Here we go. So first things first. Start with a reason. Now, listen, I'm not going to give you my whole big speech about like, oh, you need to have a dream. I am the dreaming person though. And I do want you to have a dream, but I'm not going to tell you that tonight. And honestly, I don't know that it's the very best thing for us to say to brand new consultants. Like, what are you dreaming about? Now, granted, not initially, because here's what I don't want to do. I don't want you to stall out. I don't want you to overthink. I don't want you to be like, oh crap, what did I just actually get myself into? You got yourself into something great and amazing. So I want you to start with a reason, but don't overthink it right now. What's the reason? I don't care if the reason was it was $15 to sign up, so why not? Literally, that can be your reason, okay? But we're going to start with a reason. Your reason might be bigger. You might want to get out of debt. You might want to have money for shoes. You might want to have money to blow at Target. You might want to have money to take your kids to the beach. I don't know, whatever it is, start with a reason. We're going to expand on that later, not tonight, but later, because I am a dreamer and I believe that you can do huge, big, crazy, beautiful things with this business. But we're not going to start there right now. We're going to start with a reason. And it doesn't really matter what it is, but decide what it is. And I am seriously, if you just joined my team, I am 100% fine with you saying, my reason is it was $15 and I thought, what do I have to lose? You're right. What do you have to lose? So let's see what's in it. That's what I want you to do. Is if that's the reason, it was $15, like why not? It was more product than $15 worth, so why not? So if that was the reason, let's just see what could happen. Like, what's it going to hurt? Nothing. It's not going to hurt anything, but I want you to start with a reason. Your reason could be big. It could be small. Whatever it is, we're going to start with a reason. The next thing that we're going to do, the very next thing, is you're going to make some lists. Now, there is a long-standing belief that you need to have this thing called a list of 100, and I'm a huge proponent of a list of 100. I think it's great. It's also really overdone. So a list of 100 is fantastic, but we're going to expand on that list of 100. So in the past, we would give you these fun acronyms and you can do these when you host parties too, like you start with your friends, your relatives. What's the frank one? Friends, relatives, acquaintances. I don't remember what. Neighbors, kid contacts. I don't remember. Anyways, like that's one way you could look at it. And that's good. But basically what you're doing is you're starting to make a list of the people that you know. Now, these don't have to be people that would necessarily be interested in the product. And here's the key, and this is what we cannot forget about this list. This list is not necessarily about these 100 people. This list is about all the people that they know and they know and they know. Welcome to network marketing. You have found yourself in a business where it is your job to network. That's how you make money, by networking. So, but I think there is this misconception that it has to be done a certain way, that you have to have this home party, that you have to do this certain kind of thing. And I'm here to tell you there's not a certain way. I have seen so many people do this so many ways over the past 11 and a half years and be successful. There are people who have come in and blown me out of the water in the way that they have networked and the way that they have seen things and the way that they have creatively come up with a way to share this product that it blows my mind. So I don't want you to think too much like it has to be done a certain way. It does not have to be done a certain way. Now, granted, we want you to stay within standards and do it like right. But what I mean is like, if you were thinking the only way to make money doing this is in a home party, you're wrong. Wrong. That's not true. There are so many other ways that you can sell this product, even if you sit behind a computer, even if you only have time while your kids are at soccer practice, even if you're going to be at the pool all summer long, you can still make money doing this business. But it all starts with a list. That list is important. Like I said, these are just all the people that you know, anybody that you know. But we are so far past now just the world of scrolling through the contacts in your phone, because what do you have at your disposal? You have social media at your disposal, right? So you have Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and wherever you're at. I don't know what you're on. Pinterest, whatever blogs you're reading, like, I don't know. The other thing I want you to add to your list is not just the people that you know, but the people that you follow. And this is key. And you might not hear a lot of people tell you this. I want you to start looking at who you're following on social media and why. Some of them are people you actually know, but also some of them are people who are probably influencers who have great, like they're sharing clothes that they're finding, or they're sharing deals that they're finding, or they're just really encouraging. And so you follow them or whatever, right? They're giving mom advice. I want you to start looking at the people that you're following online, because those people are going to become key in the growth of your business, okay? All of this is going on your list right now, this moment, getting started, you're making a list. And it's not just the people that you know, but it's also the people that you follow in whatever avenue of social media you use. And here's the thing, the other thing I don't want you to overthink is you don't need to be in 500 places. If you are only on Facebook, that is great. Just be on Facebook. If you are only on Instagram, that is great. Just be on Instagram. We can add things later. If you love Pinterest, cool. Like that's where we're going to focus. But don't feel like I need to add all these other things, okay? Whoever you're following on YouTube, whoever you're following on Instagram, whoever you're following, wherever you're getting your media from, I I want those people to go on your list. Okay. And we're going to come back to that list in just a minute. Okay. So we're going to start with a reason. The reason can be it was $15. What do I have to lose? I don't know if I'll do anything. That's fine. That could be a reason. But then you're going to start making a list. Would you just go with me? Look, here's my challenge to you. You might be the person who said it was $15, so I signed up, whatever, right? I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. I'm probably not. Would you just make a list? Like, what if you just made a list? It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to hurt anything. Just make a list and see what happens, okay? The next, this is what's funny. My order is 1, start with a reason. And I told you your reason could be it was $15. 2, make your list. And then I said, that's not going to hurt anything. 3, though, step 3 is I want you to tell people about it. Okay, now you got me. Now, look, here's the thing. I don't think that you have to initially, if you don't want to, tell the whole world on social media. You can, or you don't have to. Or you can just start sharing a product that you love on social media. You don't have to say, like, I'm starting a business. Come to my first party. You don't have to. You don't have to do that. You can. There's nothing wrong with that. And if that's what you've already done and it's worked, it probably did. But if that seems like too much for you, if you're like, I don't know, because if I say that I'm starting a business, then what if it doesn't work out or what, right? Okay, it's okay. But we're going to tell people. Now, you don't have to tell them about the kit, I'm doing the thing, I'm all in, here I go, watch me roar. You don't have to do it that way. You could, but you don't have to. But you've got to tell people. So telling people might be as simple as sharing what came in your kit, or what you got for $15, or what your favorite other product is. Maybe you signed up because you already love the product, you own all the things. And so you just start sharing like, hey, I put this in my room today, or I just love the way this warmer looks, or whatever. It doesn't have to be like, hey, come and buy from me, because what we want to start doing is testing the waters, right? But we also want to start being intentional about the way that we share on social media and how we do it. Because I am not going to encourage you to go on your personal Facebook page and sell product. Facebook doesn't want you to do that. Instagram doesn't want you to do that. So the better thing to do is to share product. So what I mean by that is if you're in my office right now. So over there. Oh, nope, fingers are in the wrong place. Where is it? It's backwards. You see this? Pretend you can see it. This is a stunning warmer made from glass bangles made in India. It looks like a rainbow. If you could see it, you would be so impressed with how wonderful it matches my rainbow bookshelf. But what if I just started sharing pictures of the beautiful products in my house, right? That I love, and the smells I love, and how I'm passionate about fragrance and how everything in life should smell good, right? So you can share. And what is so important for you to understand is sharing is how you sell. You have probably seen a lot of people do direct sales really bad online. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm guessing because I've seen it, right? So maybe you've seen a lot of people do it bad. I don't want you to think that that's how you have to do it to be successful. You don't. You can share and add value in whatever space you're on online without feeling like you're constantly trying to sell something to somebody, okay? So when I say step 3 is that we are telling people, it means that we're sharing. Now, there are a huge variety of ways to do this. And this is where, as a new consultant, this is your choice. You get to decide what message you want to send, how deep you want to get into this. But I'll tell you what, sharing isn't going to hurt anything. And for some of you who are a little intimidated to say, you did it because it was $15, maybe your consultant conned you into it. They like begged you, please, it's only $15 to join my team. Or maybe like they really convinced you that this was going to be great for you regardless. Maybe you're a little nervous about it. Maybe you're a little bit scared. And if you are, I want to just encourage you to share. What if you just shared? I'm not asking you to get out there and tell the whole world that you started a brand new business and you're going to quit your job tomorrow. That's not what we're doing, okay? But what if you just shared? It's not going to hurt anything, okay? Okay, sorry. There's a big difference in sharing and selling. Okay, so step number 1 was start with a reason, and we talked about that can be any reason. Step number 2 was make your lists, and we talked about that's not just lists of people that you know, but also lists of people that you follow. We're going to go back to that in a minute. Number 3 was tell the world, and you can tell the world by saying, I'm launching my business. Look, if that's what you want to do, and you've said, you know what, I'm doing this, do it. Say it. Be bold and be brave and do it. Some of you, though, are just thinking, I'm just a little bit nervous, right? I'm just a little bit nervous about saying it. Don't be afraid to share it, okay? That's the big difference. There's a difference in selling and sharing. And so we're going to tell people, even if it's just in a way where we're sharing. Okay, number 4 is invite others to join you. Now, this is the other thing. For one, I'm going to tell you this. This is so much more fun with friends. Like, so much more fun with friends. Like half of my family is a part of this company. I've basically made all of my friends sign up at one point or another. Some of them stuck, some of them didn't. But we're all still friends. And it is so much more fun to do with friends. It just is. When you get to go to family reunion in Austin, when you get to do local trainings with your friends, with your family, with the people that you already love, with people that you've met online, like it is so much more fun. So invite others to do it with you. Now, let's talk about how you do that. You can do the whole like get online and say, join me, like it's going to be amazing. You can, and that's fine. But some of you are like, I don't even really know if I want to do this. Like it was $15, so I did it, right? Maybe that's where you're at. But what if you just asked, like, hey, have you ever thought about making some extra cash doing this? Like, it's only $15 to join this month. I'm doing it. It's really fun so far. What's there to lose? What's it going to hurt to ask? It's not going to hurt anything. And you might just find that you're successful. Long term, making money in this business means that you're growing a team and that you're equipping and empowering other people to do this alongside of you. Now, you might be thinking, well, hold up. I bought a $15 kit. I do not feel like I'm qualified to equip and encourage, right? Maybe not yet, but you will be. So many people stall out from asking other people to join them because they're fearful that they won't know what to do. We have so many great systems in place to help equip you, to help make sure you have what you need. So don't let that fear be what keeps you back. It is so much more fun to learn with your team as you're growing together, okay? So you're gonna invite others to join you. Now, like I said, you can do that like a big shout out, hey, join me, or you can do that one-on-one. I have found that it is most successful one-on-one. You shoot a text to your best friend like, hey, I'm doing this crazy thing. I'm watching this crazy girl on Facebook right now. And I don't know. Why don't you just do this with me? Like, it would be fun. Come on. Just see what happens. Ask some people. But direct messaging always works better. And it always works better with starting with the people that you know. So you've got to ask some people to do it with you. All right. Now, we're moving on to step number 5. Number 1 was we start with a reason, even if it was $15 to join. Hey, babe, do you want to say hi?
What? You got me?
Yeah, I said you want to say hi.
Hi.
We're just staring at your butt.
Oh, hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. You're fixing me a light.
Yeah.
God, you're.
Good.
I know. Well, I could get that light out, but it's all wrapped up, and I forgot about it.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if it's working.
It's working. You can't see it on that as much, but let me see.
It hasn't. Like, you're still standing in the corner in this picture.
Yeah, watch it'll switch. But look on there.
Well, it already looked okay on there. He made me a makeshift light.
This is way better.
Is it?
A little better. Yep. There you go.
Sorry.
Get Josie.
Yeah, it's fine. Sorry, that's my hot husband. If you haven't met him yet, he loves you. And half the time I'm just make him do this because he knows more than I do for sure. And he's like a lighting guy now, I guess. It's funny. Okay. Yeah, he walked in and started looking at his butt in the camera and I got distracted. Okay. Number 1, I said you're going to start with a reason. Number 2, you were going to make your list, not only of the people that you know, but also the people you follow. 3, you were going to tell people, share. We're going to share, right? Number 4, you're going to invite others to join you. Number 5, and this is probably the biggest and the most important, you're going to ignore fear. So, welcome to Online Steps to Success. Here's the thing. Anytime you do something that's out of the ordinary, that could be risky, that, I don't know, that you could fail at, there's fear that kind of sits in the back of your brain, in your heart, wherever, I don't know where it's in your brain, that really starts to make you think, I don't know, what are people going to think? Are they going to think that I'm like, what are they going to think? Or what if I don't succeed? Or what if it doesn't work? Fear will creep in and try to steal joy from you. Fear will creep in and try to steal what's next from you. Fear will creep in and try to tell you that you're not enough. Try to tell you that where you're at is the safe place. Will try to tell you that the comfort zone, nobody gets hurt there. Why don't you just stay here? I have bad news, and it's that if you want to grow, and if you want to change, and if you want to make something out of this business, there's going to be change involved. And fear will always be a part of it. And all of this is like me speaking from experience. Like I feel like I'm in the middle of trying to continue to grow and change. And sometimes it's hard. And sometimes I just want to sit on the couch. And sometimes I just want to binge watch Netflix. But I will tell you right now that one of the best decisions I have ever made in my entire life is to constantly fight fear. To constantly acknowledge it and then tell it to freaking get out of town. Because fear is what keeps us from becoming who we were made to be. And I know you're like, hold up, lady. Again, that's $15 to start this thing. Like, what you talking about? Why are you being all dramatic? I'm being dramatic because this is the kind of business that changes people and changes lives. And it's, you just don't know it yet. Cause like, you just don't know it yet, but I don't say that to be cheesy. Look, it's not a get rich quick thing. Yes, you can make great money doing this. But it's still like you have to work and you have to consistently work and you have to do action over and over again. But fear is always going to be at the back of your mind. It's going to lie to you. It's going to cheat. It's going to try to steal from you. And you have to decide to ignore fear over and over and over again. So when it creeps in, when you start to think, it's not going to hurt to make the list. It's not going to hurt to share. It's not going to hurt to ask other people, right? Fear's going to try to get you to change your mind. I'm just warning you. And you've got to ignore it. Because anytime I feel that fear, I call it like this mix of fear and excitement. So it's like I have to move my feet back and forth because one foot is very, very excited and the other foot is very, very scared. The excited foot is like, what could happen? What if I did this? Like, what could come of it? And the other foot is very, very fearful of what could happen? What if I did this? What if I fail? What if I look like an idiot? What if it's the wrong choice, right? The key is you keep moving. You keep moving. And when we mix fear and excitement, we can create momentum. But you've got to move through it. You've got to ignore the fear and keep going. Fear is usually an indication that you are walking in the right direction. It just is. Okay. So We conquer fear with action. And those action steps are all of the things we've already talked about. We're making lists. We are sharing. We don't have to sell, but we're sharing. We're inviting others to join us. We're conquering fear with action. And we're acknowledging that fear is an indication that we're probably on the right track. Okay. The other thing, the next step, if you were making a numerical list because you like notes, this would be point number 6. And that would be that you've got to change your mind. I think a lot of people have this misconception about what direct sales is, or what it isn't, or what it could be and what it's not. I'll tell you what it is. It is a incredible business opportunity that allows for financial freedom that has changed more lives than I've seen any other industry change. It has literally taken people who have had nothing and given them things that they could never imagine. I've seen people who had never been on an airplane who have traveled the world. I have watched people struggle with debt and struggle in finances who quit their professional jobs to do this. The thing I love about it is it does not discriminate. Anybody can spend $15 and start a business. Anybody can take what they've learned and grow themselves and equip themselves to take the steps to do this. Anybody can. But you've got to change your mind about what you believe about direct sales. It is so, so vital that you have an open mind and that you believe that this could be a vehicle to take you to your wildest dreams, because that's exactly what it is. It is a vehicle that helps you dream bigger, do more good in the world, and change lives. And I know all that sounds dramatic. And again, you're like, hold up, girl, I just spent $15. Like, what are you talking about? Changing the world. But just really, truly, just trust me. So change your mind about it. Okay. Number 7, share until you sell. So we already talked about sharing. And so for some of you, that is going to start to look like you practically sharing on your social media. You might not be announcing that you're having it like you're starting a business, but maybe it's just you sharing. Talking about there's in that. Beautiful things in your home, products that you're using that you love. It also might mean sharing with people. You take a warmer to your kids' teachers. You are sharing with your hair salon, your hairstylist or whatever, putting a warmer at her booth. You are you're going into small businesses and asking them if they'd like to try a warmer and some bars in their small business for free for a week, and then give you some feedback about how customers reacted or what they thought. So you're going to start sharing until you sell. How you share is really up to you. A lot of people will say, I'm having a launch party. I love a launch party. I'm a huge proponent of a launch party. I usually push all of my new teamies to do a launch party. If that seems like too much for you, then don't let that be the excuse that you don't start. Do something different. Share until you sell. But maybe you want to do a launch party. Launch your business online. You have the power of social media at your fingertips. I heard for a long time people say, well, how are people going to buy things without smelling them? People do all the daggum time. All the time they do. And when you decide, okay, I'm going to be a good consultant, and if they don't love something, then I'm going to make sure they get something that they do love. But I have done so much business strictly online in the past 3-4 years and have never had an issue of somebody saying I'm totally disappointed. Don't underestimate the power of what you can do online. Set up a party on your website right now where they can order online through a link. You share that link. Think about this. You spent $15 and joined. You got what you needed to get your business started. You now have a website that you can share when someone says, what is that? I love that. Oh, here, go to this link. It's your website. When someone goes there and buys product, you make money. That is the key. We have got to be sharing, and we are in a digital age where this is what people do. You share links People are sharing products they love already. They're sharing affiliate links. They're doing all these things. There's no reason that you can't share the link of your website when someone asks you, what is that? I love it. Yeah, here, go check out all the great stuff that we have, right? So when you share that link and people shop from it, you make money. It's as simple as that. I think sometimes we overthink it. I think sometimes we overcomplicate it. I think sometimes we try to have all these things that you like have to do to get started, which I realize that I just gave you like a list of 7 things, but they're not like, they're not hard things. They're just mindset things. And the biggest thing for you to understand is when you share and you share your link and someone buys from that link, you make money. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. And if you have a party set up on your website and they buy from that party link, here's the thing. A party in art does not have to be a physical party. It doesn't even have to be a planned online party. It can just be a party that it can be your May party. It can be your I'm amazing party. I don't care what it's called. And it can sit there until 200 PRV has gone through that, and then you get free and half price host rewards. How cool is that? And all you did was share your link. Not only did you make money from sharing it, but then you also got free and half price goodies. Listen, if nothing else, set up a party on your website every single month. And when you share products in your home, when you share products that you're using, you give that link to people. They order from that party online, and you make money when they order from your link. You're getting your goodies for free and half price. You're getting the stuff you're using for free and half price, and you're making money. Even if that's all you ever do. Easy peasy, right? Super simple, okay? All right. These are just 2 tips, and we're going to go back to that list of people I asked you to write down that you're following. So I'm going to go to that in a minute, but the first thing I want to tell you is this. First of all, when you find people that this product is not for, that's okay. It's okay at all. It's totally fine. That's 100% fine. Oh, Pam, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to bring that back up. Lost my train of thought. Oh, when you share this product and someone says, oh yeah, like I don't do candles, or I don't do whatever they're going to say, like, that's okay. You don't have to convince somebody that they need to change their lifestyle around our product. That's fine. Also, it's not about you and it's not personal. So don't think the first person that you find that is like, well, I don't know, that all of a sudden you're like, this is never going to work. No, it's going to work. There's so many people obsessed with this product and have been for decades. Well, not decades, 15 years now, but you know what I mean? So don't get discouraged by that, okay? That was one thing I wanted to say. The other thing, I want to go back to the link. Pam brought up a good point. She said, I see tons of people sharing posts, but they don't include their link. Now, there are lots of opinions on this. I do not think that you should include the link to your website in your post. You can include, it's honestly best if you ask people to message you if they want more information or if they want to know where you got it. So here's the thing. You can post a picture of a warmer or talk about your favorite scent or talk about a bath bomb or whatever and never say that you're the person selling it. You can just say, if you want more information about where I got it, shoot me a message or whatever. Anytime that you can have a conversation in direct message is amazing, especially on Instagram. Facebook's the same. So when you can share links like that directly, that's always going to be a win for you. This is just something to think about.
You look blurry.
I'm blurry?
Yeah. You have been for a while. Is this
Has to do with the internet.
You're not on Wi-Fi?
Not on that. I'm
That's
not broadcasting from that. I'm not broadcasting from that. I'm broadcasting from this.
Well, Wi-Fi's fine.
Well, I know that it's not.
If I
You
go to a
can't
different
mess
one,
with it.
it'll mess it up.
Mhm.
Huh? I just want to see. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Trying to help y'all out.
I don't think the replay will do that.
I don't think the replay will be.
usually
there. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I got distracted again. I would highly encourage that you don't post a link directly in your, like if you're doing a post on Facebook, I would not put your link in there. But what we want to do instead is create curiosity. We want to add value to the space on social media. And then we want to do direct asks and sharing of links via message. That's always going to be the best way for you to go. So that's just my comment. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to read comments and then I did and I got distracted. Here's the other thing that I want to say about all of this. Two things. We're going to go back to that. What do I do with that list of people that I'm following? It is so important that you take your gifts and your talents into consideration as you start to share and grow. What you doing?
Just clean that. Make sure it's not like messing with the focus.
So what that means is that you look at the things that you're naturally good at. You look at the things that people have said to you, like, oh, you're really good at that. I'm going to use this for instance. Two of my highest spiritual gifts, and there's like all kinds of spiritual gifts tests or like gifting tests you can take online. But two of my highest gifts are, well, three of them are hospitality, exhortation, which is basically encouraging, and teaching. So my degree is in education. So what I did without knowing it when I started my business was I utilized those three gifts. And here's why. I wasn't watching 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 100,000, however many hundreds of thousands of people do it another way. I just knew that I was good at these three things. And so everything that I created in my business was kind of centered around those gifts. And that served me really, really well. One of the problems that I see now is that because of social media, so it's a gift because it allows us to have more reach and to grow our network, but it also can be a little bit of a curse in that you can see what everybody else is doing. And it's very, very easy for you to look at somebody else that's successful and say, oh, she's doing it that way. That's how I should do it. And the answer is no. Just because something's working for her does not mean that it's going to work for you. And that's okay. But what you've got to take, and it might also, right? What you've got to take into consideration is that we were each individually created with our own gifts and talents. It is our gifts and talents that create a world that is beautifully full, that is wonderfully made. When we step into the giftings that we have, that is when we become more powerful. That is when we become more united. And that I think is so key, and we don't talk about it enough. And so if you're brand new, I would just really encourage you to spend some time reflecting. What am I really good at? Or what are things that have come easy to me? We don't spend a lot of time sometimes as women sitting around thinking about all the things we're great at, right? But where are your giftings? So when I was going to give an example. So some of my spiritual gifts, exhortation, which is encouragement, hospitality, and teaching. So the thing I knew about this product was that I loved it. The other thing that I knew was that I could teach people how to use it. And so that was really like my first step. I just had all my teacher friends over and they had never really seen it before. And I just taught them how to use it. And then they all wanted it, right? So the same is true for any of our products. Maybe it's you just teach somebody how to use Scentsy Go. You just teach somebody how to use a diffuser. You teach somebody how to incorporate, how to change wax, whatever. Like that's one way you use teaching in your business. The same was true as I added team members. So I could teach them how to do what I'd done. So that's just what I did, but that was in my giftings. The same was true for hospitality. I loved having people over. So I just had my teamies over. Like if you join the team, just come on over. Like we're going to sit and have coffee. We're going to share ideas. That was the whole goal. The same is true for exhortation. So if nothing else, I knew that I could encourage people. And I just really, like I said, initially, I did not know that I did that. Looking back all these years later and everything that I've done since in growing my business, I can see that there were these patterns of me creating systems or doing things around my giftings, and that propelled me so much farther than anything else. So I want you to be conscious of the things you're naturally good at, the things that come easy to you, and I want you to grab a hold of those things and incorporate them into how you're sharing and into what you're doing as you grow this. Okay? Okay. Okay, so there's that. So let's circle back now. I said in the beginning, one of the things the very second thing I want you to do is I want you to start making a list. So that list was the people that you know. We call it a list of 100, but I am a huge advocate that it needs to not only be a list of people that you know, but people that you follow. Why would I want you to make a list of people that you follow? Because social media is very social. And what I mean by that is we in this organization are a group of women who support other women being successful. And I need you to know that right now, that it is vital to us that you understand that we are in it together and that we are encouraging and equipping each other to reach our wildest dreams through this business. There are so many women out there doing their thing. They're growing, they're changing, they're reaching new heights, they're growing some business. You cannot, please, by all means, do not look at another woman being successful as a threat, because that is not at all what it is. When we can lock arms and decide that we are better together than we are apart, that is when you really start to skyrocket your business, when you start to skyrocket your influence, when you start to skyrocket the people that you come in contact with. So why is it important that we look at the people that we follow? One, it's important for you to be aware of, what am I following? Because what's interesting about that is if you are following it, that probably means other people are following that person. And it begs to ask, why? What value are they adding online? Or entertainment or encouragement? Like, what are they adding to the online space that I'm intrigued by or that I want to see over and over again, right? Now, I know some of the people you follow are just people you know and you follow them because you know them. Totally get it. But there's also people that you follow that are adding value in some space. And so when you're thinking about the people that you follow and you're making a list and you're starting to kind of go through that, the ones that you're very much intrigued by, think about those qualities. And then I want you to start thinking about how, if per se, you wanted to grow this business, if per se, maybe you wanted to like tinker with it, maybe you wanted to just see what would happen, what would it look like for you to add value? What would it look like for you to use your gifts and talents in your online space? What would that look like for you to tell your story or to be vulnerable or whatever? What happens when we decide to be vulnerable? What happens when we decide to share the good and the bad is in a healthy way. There's a bad way to share the bad. When we do it in a healthy way, we connect other people to us. And the most important thing that you know about why people buy from people is because if you are a person who sells something and I know you and I like you and I trust you, I am far more apt to buy that thing from you if I need it or if I feel like I want it or if you've convinced me that it's going to make my life better, right? So when we share and we add value in a space, then people look at you and say, oh, I know her and I like her and I trust her. So I'm going to buy from her, right? So that's part of the goal. The other reason I want you to look at the people that you follow is because we all have something to offer each other. So this is key. Let's say that you have 500 Instagram followers. Let's say that you have a friend who just started a t-shirt company and she has about 500 followers on Instagram and you want to support her. Well, one of the best things the two of you can do is say we are better together than we are apart. And so when we support each other, everybody benefits. So what do I mean by that? So if I share my friend's t-shirt company, or I talk about, hey, I just ordered this shirt from my friend. I want you to go follow her. She's so fantastic. Like, these are the whatever you're just talking, you're sharing, right? You're sharing something that you love, just like you would share your favorite lipstick or you would share your favorite song, right? Whatever. But then you're encouraging her. And in turn, maybe that means she buys something from you, or you send her something, you decide how you guys work it out, and she shares to her people, because the 500 people that follow her are not the 500 people that follow you. Now, does this relate in that you're going to get 500 new followers? No. And especially no if you're not kind of adding value already in that online space, but it's exposure. And so we look at how do we take social media, the ultimate connector, right? Everybody is there in some form or fashion. How do we take that, and how do we use that to really grow and share and sell this product and this opportunity that we love, right? So that's what you have to think about. So I gave you so much information. I am going to take like a couple questions. I'm going to take a couple questions. So if you have any questions while you're asking a question, because there's a delay and you have to type, obviously, I'm going to go over very quickly just a few points that I went through for those of you in case you came late or you missed. Okay. So number one, I said you've got to start with a reason, and it could be any reason. Maybe it was $15 to join. Number two, you have to make your list, the list of people you know, list of people you follow. Number three, we have to share. It doesn't mean that you announce that you're starting a business. If you're not sure if you want to do that, that's okay. But share. What's going to happen if you share? Nothing. I just love this. I just got it in the mail. It smells amazing. What's going to happen if you share? You're going to share. 4, you're going to invite others to join you. You're going to get right now on Messenger or on text, and you're going to go say to your best friend, hey, I just bought this kit for $15. I think you should do this with me. Like, might sound crazy. I think it could be fun. You're going to ask people to do it with you. Number 5, you're going to ignore fear. Remember, that feeling of fear always happens when we start to rise, when we start to step into something that could actually be good for us or good for the people around us. Ignore the fear. Number 6, I said you're going to change your mind about direct sales. You're going to have an open mind about what this could be and what you could do through it and how it could look. Remember, it doesn't have to look the way you've seen it look. It can look different, and that's okay. Number 7 is you're going to share until you sell. And then I guess it wasn't a number, but I talked about it. So I think I'm going to say you're going to use your gifts and talents. And then you're going to go back and you're going to look at all those lists that you made, and we're going to start to take action from there. Maybe the action is you're going to share with those people specifically. Your hairdresser, hey, I think you would love this product. You're going to gift your kids' teachers or whatever. You're going to take a warmer to the nursing home. You're going to start to share with those people, but you're also going to do that online. It is vital that you do it online just as much as you do it off. It's so important. Okay, I'm looking at a couple of your questions. Okay. You don't have any questions? I'm sorry, I'm looking for questions. Okay, how do you take credit card payments at a party, or should we direct people to the website to buy? This is a great question. It is really up to you. I am a huge proponent of people buying online through your website through a party. So you always want to have an online party set up, or you always want to have a party open on your website that people can click on and order through. I'm a huge proponent of it because it doesn't take nobody's waiting on you to place an order when they do it online. However, typically when you're at a party, what you would do is you would take an order form that you could print off on the workstation, and you would write down their order, and there's a place down there for you to write down their credit card. You then take that and place their order through your workstation, and we collect all the payment that way. And there is no credit card fee or charge for you that either way. But some people, if you would rather, you can do it either way. I am just a huge proponent of starting by pushing people to order from your website through a party initially. I just think it's a good practice because everything is taken care of from that point. Everything's taken care of once you do it the other way, but it all hinges on waiting for you to place the order. So it's really, and that's a good thing you can talk to your director about, that you can talk to your sponsor about too. Kind of what's the best practice for me, and just think about your lifestyle. What's the best way for me to do this? Okay. Pam said, today I focused, this isn't a question, but it's good. She said, I focused on asking friends and customers who may not follow me to share. They know good candidates, even past consultants who don't want to return, know people who may be interested at $15 dang. That's right. I agree. That's so fantastic. It's such a great idea. Yes, and then Jill expanded on my question. Justine said, when did you join? I joined November 2nd of 2003? 1903. It's about to be 12 years. 2002, 2004. No, guys, 2007. It was 2007. Goodness, the math is bad. 2007. I've been a consultant since 2007. That's right, because my daughter was born in 2007. I don't even know. I just keep track of how many years. Kaylin said, I went on an 11-mile bike ride today and my body hurts, so I'll be sharing Scentsy Soak here in a bit. Heck yes, you will.
It was like 15 seconds away because I was coming in to help you with that math question.
Oh, it got painful.
Yeah, it did.
The math question got painful.
Oh my gosh. I was like, 2007. I was trying to.
Oh, man.
I'm just going to try something because it's been bugging me since I came in the last time. I really think it's. Where's the clicker for this one?
It's underneath that book. It would go right underneath the shelf. Nope. No. Under the shelf.
Okay. I think it's that one.
You think
This
those?
one is whole thing off.
Are you serious?
I did not figure it out for the longest time.
Okay. Anyways. And yes, I was an English teacher. So, Annette, I have my top podcasts and top books in our leadership guide, which is just a free download that it's just a tracker. So it's a tool I've used since I started my business, where I just keep track of my goals for PRV, for sales, for team building. And it also includes a list of my favorite podcasts, my favorite books, all of those things. But I can put the link here in a little bit. It's just a free PDF download, but it's a PDF. So you can just print it if you want to. So we'll share that too. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to close with this. Sandy says she's signing for a new consultant tomorrow. I'm excited. That's awesome, Sandy. This can really be whatever you want it to be. It can be as big or as little as you want it to be. But the fact that you signed up for $15 is amazing. And it's not going to hurt you to say, I spent $15. Like, what's it going to hurt for me to share? What's it going to hurt for me to make a list? What's it going to hurt for me to ask my best friend to join me? It's not going to hurt anything. And who knows what could actually happen. So if this was helpful, if this would be helpful to your new teammates, share it with them, tag them in it. If you're watching the replay, we're so glad you got to check it out. For everybody that watched live, it was really fun hanging out with y'all tonight. Remember that next week is the week that you want to invite anybody who might be on the fence, anybody who you've ever mentioned the opportunity to. I have several guests coming on to join me. We are opening the doors to what it looks like to be a Scentsy consultant. what it looks like to join this team, to be a part of this company, sharing the good and the messy and the beautiful and all of the great stories. And so you don't want to miss it. And you definitely want to make sure that any of your potential team members are on. So I cannot wait for next week. We will be announcing who our guest drop-ins are going to be when we open the doors. So stay tuned over the next week as we share some of that information and put it in your notes to invite. And I can't wait to see you then. So thanks for joining us, and I'll see y'all next week. Maybe.